All right, here we are. First live recording of the WT podcast. We are currently live on Twitch and YouTube, so you guys can check us out there. For people who don't know, my name is Josh, aka Jay Frosty. With me in the bottom screen right there is my brother Matt, aka Technique. We host this little doodad of a gaming show. We've been audio only for the first 22 episodes or so already, but we figured we'd give the whole live go a shot. We are doing it big. We're restreaming to, like I said, our Twitch and our YouTube. So we're pretty excited about that. So hopefully you guys are enjoying it from whatever location you're watching currently. We're still going to keep the audio version too. So those release every other Wednesday. So keep that in mind. So for right now, though, we are I'm going to record this here and now, and we'll go ahead and jump right in.
Sneak preview of it all.
Yeah. You might get a little additional, some additional things on the live recording.
Say behind the scenes stuff that gets edited in post.
Exactly. So we'll try to keep it lively and interesting. We're going to go ahead and start it right off. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Another episode of the W Key Podcast, number 23. We've got a lot to talk about. Today was a big day.
I was wondering what I didn't see. Like we didn't have an outline up or anything like that. I was like, all right, what are we going to talk about today? And then we'll get to it later on. The news broke.
Yeah, it
the
did.
news gate broke.
So you'll have to forgive us too. Matt's probably better at this than I am because he's been streaming longer, but I have the command center essentially. So missing followers and stuff might be a thing at the beginning, but R9 Links, thanks for the follow. I see you in chat as well. Thanks for joining us here. We really enjoy the support.
He's from my channel. He's a troll.
Yeah.
For him.
I was gonna say I've noticed him from your channel as well. So there's a lot of gaming news, but I want to start off with a funny story from a night of COD last night. Matt, you haven't heard of this because you didn't play with us last night. So, you know how Nick's been talking about the riot shield situation? Yeah. So we tried it last night, right? And it was me and Chinggis and Nick, and we were all running riot shields. It was us three and one single person left. And so we're like, all right, we're in this zone. And we're like, all right, one person left. It's one guy, like, let's bash him to death with the shields. And we all had flashes on. So we're sitting there. We kind of come up over the hill. We're over by like the dam. So you go to the, you come across the dam and there's those two houses and then there's the kind of the hills up there. So we're over there. And so we're coming down the hill. We're like, all right, where is he? All three of us were fanned out. We're like, he's got to be directly in front of us because we just killed a kid from behind us. And so we come up over this ridge. He's right there. I throw a flash down. Nick throws a flash down. Kid is flashed out of his mind. And I'm running towards him to try to bash him with my shield. And he immediately turns around and hightails it and runs away from us, directly back into the zone, just chugging, like running as fast as he can. I was like, dude, we scared the shit out of him because we just double flash and he's just like, I don't want anything to do with this. Started sprinting backwards, ran into the zone. So I was like, fuck, I'm not chasing him in the zone. So I whipped my gun out and shot him. So it was pretty funny. We did get a win.
What, he's going to die to the zone?
Yeah, I don't know if it's just because he was so flashed, he didn't know what was happening, that he just ran back into the zone. But I thought it was the funniest thing.
Poor soul.
I know, poor guy. This 3 riot shields coming over a hill trying to bash him to death. I thought it was pretty funny. So I figured I'd share that with you.
I thought that was going to go like bad and like you're gonna say like you flash each other and then dude like killed you all. I was like,
that honestly is not too far out of the realm of possibility. So, so I figured I'd start off. It was a funny thing that happened last night because I knew you were questioning the riot shield tactics, and actually, it's not that bad, surprisingly.
so I guess just how to use it. Like, do you just like hold it up and just rush people? And when you get close, you swap and
basically,
shoot them?
Yeah. I mean, people lose their mind
does
and
the
don't
thing
know what
never
to do.
Break?
No, it doesn't break at all.
You just hold it there the entire time, taking rounds.
As long as you're crouching, yeah.
No damage.
Yeah, as long as you're crouching, you're good to go. So, I mean,
fuck it, why not?
I know, right? People like shit themselves when they see the riot shield coming towards them too. So it's like they freak out, and then you toss in a flash. They get flashed. They freak out even more. We got a little over confident in buildings. if you turtle up in a building, you can kind of still get screwed. Yeah, we just got to figure that out. But actually, it's a little bit more freeing out in the open because like you're either running with it in your hand, so like you can block some, or it's on your back and it blocks some bullets too. So I think it's pretty interesting.
True, I guess.
I don't think it's viable in any higher levels of play, but it is pretty
but
fun.
A nice LOL time.
Yeah. Like. It was. I mean, because that was. We got the one win last night, and it was that kid that ran away, and I was dying laughing for like the next 3 games. So it definitely made my night. So yeah, so we started off with a little COD story. Keep it light and lively. We're going to go ahead and jump into some of the meat and potatoes of the stuff we have to talk to. It's been a couple weeks. We do the show every other week, so it's been 2 weeks since we last put it out. When we released the last episode, literally the day after was the PS5 reveal event. So we're going to touch briefly on that. If you guys caught us on the GG Weekly podcast, we talked with those guys about the PS5 reveal event a little bit more. So we're not really going to do too much. We're not really beat a dead horse with this. It's preliminary, obviously. It's stuff at the beginning that it's a taste. It's, Xbox has already given us their taste, and we're getting kind of the PS5's taste as well. Yep. Basically, a couple things that I would say, I wouldn't say there were no interesting games showcased, because there were some games that looked good. I just don't think, me personally, I think they could have stood stronger on the games that made the PS4 generation so good. Which they did. They had Horizon Into the West, or whatever it's called.
It's called Horizon 2. But...
Well, yeah, but there's a subtitle like Into the West or something.
No one cares.
So Horizon Zero Dawn 2 was the last game they showcased, which is good. So they were standing on that to an extent, but at the same time, you didn't get anything from God of War. And I guess it's to be expected, because a lot of the games kind of did recently come out to an extent, but I don't know. I'm rambling a little bit, but I felt that they could have done a better job standing on the games that made this generation fantastic. I guess I'll leave.
I will say I kind of agree to an extent, but to me, I went into it with the mindset. I said this on the podcast last week, but for it to be a win in my books is you show me God of War or you show me Horizon Zero Dawn 2, and they did that. So to me, I say it's a win, but at the same time, the very first game they showed was Miles Morales, the next Spider-Man, the next take on Spider-Man. I don't know what you want to call it. It's not really a sequel. I guess it's a sequel, whatever. So they showed us that at the beginning and showed us Horizon Zero Dawn at the end. So the beginning and end were straight fire. I will agree. In the middle, there were plenty of games. I was like, huh? What? What's going on in that game? Like, really? That's what you're going to show me in this thing? So I still say it's a win. I enjoyed it, but there were some games in the middle that I just completely zoned out to and didn't pay attention to at all.
Yeah, and Link's Gran Turismo, it looks great. I'm just not much of a racing fan. I mean, the game looks. They making the racing games look fantastic. And if I had like a full on like race setup, I probably would be a little bit more into it, but just never.
That's just us thing. We're not big racing fans.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, it started off hot. And it's simmered down a little bit in the middle. I mean, there were a lot of so games, I would say. And, there's obviously standouts. There's, the Demon Souls, that looks good. There was that time loop game. I completely forget the name. I should have pulled it up. And then the Project Alita or Aletha. What was that? I forget the name of that too.
And God Slayer or
Godfall. Was it Godfall?
Yeah.
Those look good. So I mean, there's games in there that look interesting. My
issue is just like, I'm straight ripping Doc's point of view, but there's like just no gameplay. Like you get awesome cinematic trailers that do draw me in, but then it's like, all right, I'm not like bug snacks. I'm not like sold on the game. Like it has my interest, but then I need to wait for the game to kind of come out and see the gameplay and see how the game plays and see how it operates. So it catches my attention, but until I see how it actually is played or whatnot, it's not like, oh, that's a definite game I'm buying no matter what. I gotta now see what the gameplay is.
Yeah, I mean, it looks really good. That's for sure. Everything looks good. The graphics are great.
Oh yeah, it looked amazing. Everything they showed.
Yeah, there just wasn't, like you said, a ton of gameplay. So that's something that obviously was an early reveal. So Not that I would
Yeah, I can't
expect
really
a ton,
expect it too much.
but a little disheartening to an extent. So games are games. It's early. We got a very small taste of the games. Second thing, I guess, second point with the PS5 at least. Not very impressed with the design. I honestly like the Xbox's design better. The Series X, this cube. That is just my personal opinion. Apparently, the PS5 is going to be bigger than the original Xbox One, and that thing was a freaking tank.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just I don't know that it's a smart design choice, especially with the colors. PlayStation's been very minimalistic in choice of design and stuff like that for a long time, and I think the PS4
Like usually one solid color too.
Yeah, exactly.
Like a two-tone.
And the PS4 was so small compared to the Xbox, so I think that's sort of out of tradition for them, or out of the ordinary for them. We talked a little bit about it on the GG Weekly podcast, and Darth was saying it's for like thermals and improved airflow inside.
Yeah,
cool. They do. I mean, they're both going to get hot. I mean, the new consoles are going to get hot. They're pumping out some high power. So I understand that to an extent. But at the same time, I feel like they could have done a little bit better.
I mean, I honestly, when I saw the design of it, I honestly thought it couldn't be laid down on its side. I'm like, it's good. It has to be straight up and down, just because it looked like it had like curves to it. So I didn't see where a flat area would be, but apparently it can be laid down on its side. I don't know. I'm still, I'm not sure who I'd say has won the design so far. Both of them are complete different ways than what we're accustomed to for gaming. Let's say, most games have been rectangles on the ground, and now these are just two completely new designs that you don't really see. So I don't know. I guess I'll have to see how it sits in the house before I decide which one I guess wins the design or not. But
I mean, it's
cool. It's the future. It is
cool, and I mean, there's the LED lights and everything like that. That illuminate. I mean, it's unique, I would say, but it's very out of the ordinary for PlayStation for their previous design.
Language. It seems like they're really kind of, I don't know if they're doing it on purpose but they're kind of, it seems like they're swinging out of their comfort zone a little bit. I mean,
just a bit.
It's just how it looks. I care about what's underneath the hood, which I'm sure they'll deliver. But
that's true. But at the same time,
different.
if you have to, clear a kitchen table just to make space for it, it's a little bit of a harder sell for some people at that rate.
Gotta buy a new desk.
So yeah, I mean that's those are the kind of high level things with the PlayStation 5. I mean, there's really not much else to it other than that at this point in time. We've talked a lot about the next gen consoles already, so this is just a little additional treat that they've given us. So again, not a whole lot on top of what we've already talked about, so we'll leave it at that for that. Segueing to a new game, so we have a couple game related things in the next few hits, but Crash Bandicoot 4, It's About Time is the actual title.
Perfect.
It was spot on. Yeah, it was officially announced, and the reveal trailer was today.
I gotta watch the trailer. I don't think I've watched it yet.
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, it's coming out on PlayStation 4. It's coming out in October. Honestly, for it's going to be a platformer, like multi-world, kind of going around, scrolling. It's going to be similar to how the games were back in the day, puzzle solving, stuff like that. I wasn't overly blown away by the graphics, to be honest. I mean, I feel like with what they have under the hood of the PlayStation 4, they could have made it look better. I mean, it's not ever a game that was touted for its graphic fidelity, but at the same time, given it's the first game since 2008, they could have done a lot more to make it look a lot better. Like, I mean, look at Ratchet and Clank. Granted, that was a preview for a PlayStation 5 game, but I would imagine with what's needed for Crash Bandicoot, they could have gotten close to that on the PlayStation 4. So yeah, I think personally it's a little underwhelming graphically.
Yeah.
The other thing that I found kind of interesting is it's a direct sequel to the first trilogy on the PlayStation 1, and it's not a sequel to the PlayStation 2 trilogy.
Wait. What do you mean? Weren't there only 3 games altogether?
No, there was a trilogy on the PlayStation 1 and a trilogy on the PlayStation 2.
There was? Oh, what?
Yeah.
I was like Crash 1, 2, and 3, and that was it.
No, there was the Neo Cortex saga or whatever, and then I forget the whatever the PlayStation 2 saga was called.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, the PlayStation 1 is like the one we grew up on anyway. So
Yeah, I didn't play
if
much
it's
on the
the
PlayStation 2.
yeah, if it's the
And they just
direct sequel
remastered those
to
too.
that, yeah, if it's a direct sequel to that, then I'm fine with that because that game it's fun. I really enjoyed playing them. It's a nice little chill side scroller type action game. I like I said, I can't talk to the graphics because I haven't watched the trail, but I'll definitely watch it once we're done here. But yeah, you think they got plenty of power to make it look sexy. Even
And it's
though
not a game that has to look
forward.
sexy either. I mean, that's just me.
No.
I'm always
People aren't coming to this thing and be like, "Oh, look at the
times.
water on Crash Bandicoot, it's so perfect. Look at the fire; it's like I'm actually there."
Yeah, I've said
The
it.
Wampa fruit is coming off the screen.
It just pops, man. It's just popping right off the screen.
It's crisp.
I said it a bunch of times. I'm sort of a graphic snob, and so even with those types of games, I would still like to see a little bit. With what was shown in the trailer, I yearn for a little bit more. I would say, I guess, is an easy way to put it.
Maybe they undersell. Like they show you a shitty little trailer, so when it comes out, be like, "Damn,
Yeah,
look at this, looks a little better than I thought."
so that's interesting, and that's coming out. I mentioned that it's coming out in October.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. I mean, it's interesting. Those games
Definitely something I'll check out probably.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how much it's going to cost. Like, I know the remasters were like $20, maybe 25.
Yeah.
So I doubt they're going to charge you a full price for this thing. So
I would hope
should be on the cheap.
Yeah. So, and they were fun. We put so much time into playing those games when we were younger. So it's a huge nostalgia bomb, and they're always fun. So I think that's going to be something that's like a decompressed, like fun to play game. Obviously, we've got all these other nail biting games like The Last of Us and all this stuff. All these games, Cyberpunk, that are coming out that are going to be more kind of nitty gritty, dirty, kind of realistic, big issue type games. And then you're just going to sit there on the couch and play some Crash Bandicoot to unwind. So
nice and relaxing.
So that's pretty cool. Crash Bandicoot coming in October. Another game coming in October that, to me, I was blindsided. I hadn't really been keeping a pulse on anything Star Wars related other than The Last Jedi and stuff like that. Or not The Last Jedi, The Fallen Order and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Star Wars Squadron, so that was teased, and then there was some release footage put out, some gameplay, some cinematic footage and stuff like that. It looks really good. They're going with a strictly first-person space combat style, so you're going to be sitting in the cockpits, no third person. You're not seeing the X-wing or the TIE fighter or whatever you're in. You're going to be right in the cockpit, looking at everything from that point of view, which I think is pretty awesome.
Now, this isn't strictly VR, right?
No, not to my knowledge. So Darth mentioned it when we were on their show that they have a VR option. But yeah, to my knowledge, it's not strictly VR from what I've looked up. So it's going to be cool. I mean, they have basically like a X-Wing and a TIE fighter dual campaign, so you could do a campaign for either or. And they're also going to do like big multi-stage fleet battles, which I think is pretty cool. That's always something I feel that I want in kind of space combat games, are like those big, massive fleet battles. And when you ever play a space combat game, they never really deliver very well on it. And I mean, there hasn't been a space combat like dogfighting style game in a long time. So, it's.
I was just about to say, I hope they do it. I don't want to say like easy or right, but it's just. I don't know. Whenever I would play Star Wars Battlefront, I would always love to be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get an X-wing or go fly in the sky and do something like that, and I just get destroyed in the sky. It's like very hard to dogfight on that game, so I'm just like hoping obviously it's gonna be, I would say, quote unquote easier because this game is a strictly piloting game, so they gotta make it so everyone can play it. But the dogfights in Battlefront games, I would just get ragdolled in. As much fun as I wanted to have up there, I just couldn't because I would just get destroyed.
I mean, I'm hoping it'll be somewhere along the lines of like Ace Combat and those type of games, because those are the same idea. It was strictly flight centric. That's what the game was geared towards. So the combat and the piloting capabilities, that's all they had to worry about. They didn't have to make control schemes for a bunch of different vehicles. It was just that. So, my assumption is it's going to be something similar to that, but I do feel you, because like whether it's Battlefront or Battlefield, anytime you get in planes, you just get like absolutely mowed down. And
I can't hit shit, and everyone's just a laser show on.
So I feel I'm with you on that, because that definitely is a quick way to take a lot of the fun out of the game. Is just the minute you spawn, you just get blown up. So
isn't that game retailing for like only like $45 or $50 or something like that? I thought
I didn't see that.
I thought I saw somewhere that it wasn't going to be full price. I'm like, that's kind of like, I like it, but at the same time, like, is it going to be wicked short? How much effort are they going to put into it if they're selling it for cheaper than the normal 60?
Yeah, that's true. Those are good questions. I don't know, because I haven't looked that up, and I didn't happen to see anything on it. Say, get on that Googly machine.
Squadrons price. Star Wars Squadron price. Pre-order Star Wars Squadron for $40.
Yeah. Okay.
So, yeah, I guess without reading into it any further than that, I'm just kind of curious, like, how much content there actually is in this game.
Yeah, that's true.
Or how well put together it's going to be.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Interesting.
No, it is for sure. I mean, being $40, you would assume that it's going to be what most would consider as less of a game. You're not going to get as much in it as you would a $60 game. So we'll see.
I mean, if it, I guess it's just like they do a quick story, and then from there on, it's just all it is dogfights. I guess I can kind of see them selling just a straight dogfight game for less, because
I'm sure there's a strong multiplayer part of it too.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. Like the main focus is like mainly a multiplayer game with a very small story base.
Yeah.
Portion of it.
So
I'm just curious. It'll be interesting to see. Like, hopefully they build it right, and it's not, you don't get $40 worth of gameplay. Like, it's just like terrible graphics and things breaking.
Which, it's EA, so.
Yeah, true. You never know what you get in
Yeah.
there.
I was just trying to look up. They don't really have a whole lot. I mean, so.
Info on it.
Yeah, not a ton. I was just trying to see if there was any idea of like length and single player, or if it was multiplayer only. I mean, they mentioned obviously multiplayer, space battles and stuff like that, but that's going to be a pretty big draw for the game. So
yeah,
I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But either way, it's a Star Wars game. It's pretty interesting. They did a good job.
You slap Star Wars on dog shit and I'll be interested. Like, ooh, Star Wars shit, eh?
Well, that's a lot of what EA has been putting out recently for Star Wars games. So, I mean, the Fallen Order was fantastic. So
that was amazing.
They reversed that trend a bit with that, but everything else has been hot dog shit basically. So they like revived Battlefront from the grave. And
like, people are praising that they made a big 180 and that it's an amazing game.
Yeah, now but they're whatchamacallit, ending support soon for it, aren't they?
Oh,
I thought I saw that. Yeah, I could be wrong.
That'd be kind of surprising because I feel like they just barely made that massive 180 turn. I don't know, like a year and a half ago. So it's like you do all this work to change it around, then you just end service for it quickly. But yeah, see. So what does that mean? Battlefront 3 is around the corner then?
I don't know. Possibly, I guess.
I would assume so.
It would make sense. Yeah. So we'll see. I guess. I didn't think they'd jump into it so quick. And I haven't seen anything on it, so I can't. I can't say.
Never heard any rumors
or
anything.
Not, but I don't know. We'll see. But some more info from Apex, from giving it away. More news from EA. So they had the EA Play recently as well. There's been a lot of stuff coming out of that. Obviously, that's where the Squadrons info came from. But also something kind of interesting and not necessarily big in any way. But Apex Legends going cross-play to pretty much every platform. It's even coming to the Switch and it's going to Steam, so you're going to be able to get it from Steam, so you can avoid the Origin launcher. If you want
Say I can get rid of that launcher for one game I play.
Yeah, exactly. So, it's interesting. I mean, like we've talked about it in terms of COD. COD went crossplay and it's killed it. They've done a really good job, and you know, we would imagine more games are going to be doing that in the future.
Yep.
Obviously Apex has taken that jump. It's good. I mean, I think it's good for the industry, for the first person shooter industry as a whole. And it's going to be interesting to see if they have the same sort of growing pains, I guess, as COD does, you know, because everyone, I mean, any game that allows controller play, whether it's a controller on a PC or a controller on console,
aim assist or whatnot.
Yeah, exactly. It's, you know, a lot of people complain about COD with aim assist and stuff like that. You know, getting in fights with controller players is hard because, you know, if you're medium to close range, you're kind of getting fried all the time. But yeah, so
I mean, see. I'd say it's a long time coming, man. I'm surprised it took them this long to finally roll out crossplay with the success Fortnite saw with crossplay. Like they were forcing more to kind of do it. The success they saw with it, and then even COD just coming out of the gates with it, like gangbusters. You figured it'd be one of the first things on their list to get done, but they kind of take their sweet time with it. But hey, I guess better late than never. I know for us, like we struggled to get a third for our trio, so we kind of fell out of love with the game because there's always a pain in the ass to do twos and fill with a random solo because they would always suck AS. But so yeah, we definitely have, you know, more friends who have consoles than they do PCs, so this could open up maybe a little return for us or at least a few games here and there. But I think it's only beneficial. No, I don't think there's any downsides, and I think a lot of people are gonna enjoy it.
Yeah. Links says that you guys can finally play together.
Yeah, we can. I got plenty of people links. Fuzzy. I have plenty of people who ask, like, hey, you want to play Apex on the PS4? I'm like, not really. Because I don't want to play on the console. So now that it's on PC, I'm like, yeah, sure, I'll run some games with you.
Nice. I don't know if you're looking at chat at all? Do you have it up?
Yeah, I see it.
I was gonna say.
I just know how much you want to talk to.
Yeah, you know.
Hi.
i7 1660 Ti. That's looking pretty good. Yeah.
Is that pre-built or you? Yeah. That's just.
I don't know. Links. Is that a pre-built or are you putting it together yourself?
I think he said he's buying it all together.
Yeah. So Apex. Honestly, it's hard to pull myself away from COD to play anything else at this point.
No, I agree. It's tough, but it will. I know if COD ever like just goes down, falls off a cliff real fast, it's nice to know. Like, oh well, you know, if we go back to Apex, we got friends who can pull over, like Sean or Aaron or Nick if they ever fall out of COD too. But hey guys, why don't you come on over and try this out?
Because Apex was fun. I loved it at the time before COD came out. So we'll see what happens. I'm interested to see how it runs on the Switch, I guess, too. It's kind of an interesting move, but we'll see. One way or the other.
God tier players in those lobbies, man.
I know, what. I know, right? Final thing, game related. Another delay for Cyberpunk 2077. It was delayed initially to come out in September. They are bumping it back 2 more months. It's going to come out in November on the 19th. So that's sad.
This is just to clean it up, right? Still just make sure everything's panned out.
According to the statement they made,
the game's done.
Everything's there. The game is done. Yeah. All the levels, all the quests, everything that you could do in the game is done. They just want to have the time to do all the proper final passes to get any bugs, anything like that. Basically, they want to avoid it being like, just a buggy mess on release. Like, what was that Assassin's Creed? We talk about it all the time.
Unity?
Yeah, Unity. It was such a disaster when it came out. So, so that's why they're doing it. That's what they say they're doing it because of. So,
So wait, we're in June, July, August, September, October,
November.
November.
Yeah.
So they need. I mean, I guess it is a big game. But still, 5 months to comb through it. I
I
mean, I guess they're giving wiggle room to if they find something big that's
I
wrong, they have
guess. And I
time to
mean,
go over it.
I give it to CD Projekt Red. They don't want to put out shit, and
Yeah.
I get it. And it just sucks that they announced it earlier than they could have done it. And to be honest, the quarantine's probably playing a role in this. People
True.
might not be able to do everything they can at home, like as far as sweeping the game that they could do in the office. So that entirely is potentially part of the problem. So that's on the table. It just kind of sucks that they announced it because originally it was supposed to come out in the summer, July, or
Yeah, I think we'd have our hands on it, but
yeah,
now
because
if
and
we
then
came
they
out its
then they
original release date,
bumped it to the summer or to September, and now to November. So it is what it is. It's like you're getting your hopes up, and then they just keep pulling it away from you, which it is what
yeah.
it
But
is.
I will say, like, I think they're comfortable just to keep doing this repeatedly because whenever you see them tweet about this, all you see is praise from everyone who's excited about this game. Like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, you do you, yeah, take your time, yeah, make sure it's right. So if you were seeing a lot of people, bashing them, maybe they would push the envelope. But like every single time they say it's delayed, every single tweet's like, all right, take your time,
Yeah.
do you? We'll wait. We know you guys do good stuff. We'll wait. So
Yep.
that's good to see. People
No,
aren't trying to rush this thing out.
It's true, and I think that CD Projekt Red's earned that.
Yeah, they've showed their standard of excellence, so people are willing to wait for it.
Yeah, exactly, and that's the big thing. People are willing to wait, and they trust CD Projekt Red. They're not like an EA or anything like that. That's had a track record of not the greatest situation. So yeah, it is what it is. It's getting delayed. We'll just have to wait a little bit more. Yeah. So links.
Oh, yeah. Also,
Have heard the
Skate.
skate news. Yeah, Skate 4
coming.
is coming. That's pretty interesting. Honestly, other than Tony Hawk, I never really played any other skateboarding games. So I can't say that I was crazy excited when I saw the skate news, but I know there's a lot of people that are very excited for that game.
I played it a bit. It was fun, but yeah, I was like, back in the day, I'm like, nah, man, Tony Hawk or die, son. So I did enjoy Skate, but Tony Hawk was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah. So I mean, either way, because we got the Tony Hawk remastered, coming
both things
and
coming out.
Skate. So it's a great time to be a skateboarding video game fan because there's gonna be a lot of shit for you to play. So
Yeah,
brah, gnarly, pop shifty to a super quirk double
Sick
barrel,
Ollie, dude.
yeah. So that, as you guys can imagine, if you've been on Twitter at all today, there is a much bigger piece of news hanging out there.
Huge fish to fry.
But we wanted to get through some of that smaller stuff, some things that have happened, nothing that's like overly large that needs a ton of time devoted to it, because we wanted to be able to get through that so that we could talk a little bit more about this next part. So like I said, if you've been on Twitter, Instagram at all today, you probably already know that Microsoft is closing Mixer, shutting down the service as of July 22nd. And its plan is to move existing partners over to Facebook Gaming. So to my understanding, they've made the deal with Facebook Gaming, but not the deal with Twitch. So technically you could go anywhere you wanted, but you got guaranteed partner status if you went to Facebook, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so if you want to, you can. Basically, everyone's a free agent now. If you can go stream wherever you want, Twitch or YouTube or Facebook Gaming. If you do choose to go to Facebook Gaming, you get their partner status right away because you were a partner on the Mixer platform.
Yeah. So there's a lot behind this. Microsoft from Phil Spencer, they say, they give this the spiel. They started pretty far behind in terms of monthly active viewers. It was an uphill battle to begin with. They figured it would take off more than it has. It hasn't. They want they wanted to use Mixer for their xCloud service, which is like their cloud gaming service, which I haven't read much about, but I'm assuming it's a Google Stadia competitor.
It's just like a Stadia.
And so, given the fact that they don't have the viewers, the active viewers, the eyes that they thought they would, their options were, sink more money into the platform and hope they'd get more people, or basically, shell it off to another company.
Yeah.
They basically shelled it off to Facebook so that they can have an agreement when the whole xCloud stuff comes out that basically they'll be able to promote that stuff there and things like that. They'll have more viewers, they'll have more eyes.
Yep.
So there's that side of the story. And the side that I don't think many people at Microsoft would acknowledge is that streamer Twitter has been blowing up the last week, few days at most, with a ton, not just Mixer, but a ton of sexual misconduct allegations. A lot of partnered streamers being accused of grooming and abusing their power and their status to be able to take advantage of up and coming female streamers and things like that. So that's a lesser hit on, I guess, or lesser acknowledged to Microsoft. They're not acknowledging that.
Yeah, they're not gonna come and say, "Oh yeah, we did this to get out of that hot water." See you guys.
Yeah,
but you can definitely look into it as a possibility.
That's definitely probably in the background. Hey, Lynx, take it easy, man. Thanks for stopping by.
Yeah, bud.
So that's definitely a possibility. Well, not definitely a possibility. I would say it is a possibility. It's just something that Microsoft's not really talking about.
Yeah, for sure.
There's a whole can of worms with that that we're not really going to get into. We just wanted to lay that out there as something to keep in mind with this whole shutdown as well.
I mean, they were. Yeah, I'm not going to get into it too much either, but it obviously seems like they were just in a whole lot of hot water and didn't have the time or resources to deal with it, so they just said, "All right, shut it down. We'll just end it there. Then we'll call it a day." But I mean, I will say that Mixer, I guess, shutting down. I'm not surprised by that statement. No. I will say I'm surprised by it happening now.
Yeah, literally out of the blue.
Literally now, out of nowhere. I would definitely say 2 or 3 years down the road, I'd be like, "Oh yeah, Mixer's closing down." I'd be, yeah, that makes sense. But just out of nowhere, you just get that they're shutting down. I'm like, wow, I knew. We've talked about before. We went over their numbers. They had like 0.002% increase over a year, something like that.
It was bad.
The writing's on the walls right there. You can see it coming a mile away if that's all you get for an increase in viewership. And this is after they throw a shit ton of money at streamers to come over, hoping and bring people over, and it didn't. So obviously that you were expecting to gain back that money you threw at them, but they didn't bring over the people. So now you're in the hole because you threw all this money at Shroud and Ninja.
Especially for Ninja, you gave everyone who went over free subs.
What I mean?
So it's like
now it's probably like, shit, we could use that money.
Exactly.
Dude.
I mean, they tossed a ton of money contract wise, so stepping back, they had to. I mean, they have Microsoft.
They had to
money.
make a move.
They're not hurting for money. Microsoft as a whole is not hurting for money. The money that Microsoft allots to Mixer, probably isn't that big because they're not a big part of their business right now, or really at any point they weren't really a big part of their business plan. And so they had the money to do it, and they had to do it. You had to do something to break up the monopoly that Twitch had, pulling 2 of the top tier streamers away from Twitch into Mixer, in retro at the time before, all this have obviously unfolded, was a huge deal. And we were like, oh shit, look at that. That's crazy. Microsoft,
they're making moves.
Yeah. If Microsoft wants to start tossing their money around and kind of flexing their muscle, this could go poorly for Twitch. Obviously hindsight's a bitch and that hasn't happened. I just think it's hilarious because Shroud and Ninja are getting their guaranteed contract money, so they basically got their bag, and now they're just skedaddling back to
Well, I
Twitch.
don't know if it's guaranteed. I don't know how much. I would assume if they stay for the 3 years, they would have made more. But yeah, so I guess like sources say that Facebook offered like almost double the money to Ninja and Shroud, and they said no, they want Mixer to buy them out. So Ninja made out with 30 million, and Shroud made out with $10 million. And then now both free agents essentially. So obviously, I think if they stayed the full 3 years, they'd make more than that. But yeah, that's probably around what their contracts were. But it's insane.
I can't believe
Shroud,
they didn't take double to go to Facebook.
Yeah,
like because you look
that's
at
how much they don't want to be there.
I guess. I mean, you look at the numbers we talked about, the view numbers. I mean, year over year, Facebook's up 285%. There's 285% more people coming to Facebook gaming this year than there was last year. So the eyes are there. I guess it's just crazy, that they didn't want to take that money. And I mean, I guess there's a lot of things, a lot of the name, Facebook's always been associated, not always, but in recent years, Facebook's, like we talked about, associated with, fake news accounts, trolls, like misinformation, legal issues, invasion of privacy. So there's a lot of things that Facebook has underneath its belt that people, it might sour people to the platform. And I get that.
I also think like there's all that, which is from the Facebook social side of things, but also the Facebook gaming. I was listening to Harris earlier today. I guess Facebook gaming is kind of getting a little bit of a bad rep. That like they will throw you under the bus to save their own skin. Basically, is what he was saying. Like they're dropping bans on people for like there's music within the game. Like they're not, no one's listening to music. They will like ban that person, cut that video, or this that. It's just Facebook gaming itself kind of seems like it's not, the most welcome of places a little bit. They will throw you under the bus to save their asses. So obviously, if I'm a big name like that, you're going to run into a lot of issues, and you'd want a platform where they will help you. They got your back. So
yeah, and that's true.
But I was going to say like Shroud's been there for 6-8 months.
Yeah.
And he got $10 million. He signed a 6-month contract for $10 million. And now he's probably going to go sign another streaming contract with someone. That dude is just like making a quick payday.
I saw a valid point, though. I mean, so YouTube's still in the mix, and Facebook is obviously in a much better position now as well. But I did see someone say, well, congratulations, Mixer failing. Now Twitch isn't going to have to dole out the money to their top streamers like they were with the threat of kind of Mixer there. So to an extent,
believe that, yeah.
There's some validity to that. I think that takes pressure off of Twitch as far as having to pay out their streamers, or otherwise the streamers are going to go somewhere else because people are getting paid. I feel like that does alleviate it to an extent, but you still got YouTube, which is Google money, and now Facebook, which has got a zillion fucking dollars as well. So there's no lack of money. There's no lack of money in the two remaining competitors.
It's just they're one less compared to there. But yeah, there's definitely plenty of cash out in those other two pools to be thrown at people. You still have to watch out.
I think the only unfortunate thing is I think from a infrastructure standpoint and a platform standpoint, I think Mixer was in a better place than Facebook and YouTube. Their structure and their UI was similar to Twitch's. I think it was set up better. I mean, we've talked about it a bunch of times with the trouble of getting to streamers on YouTube, finding where they're live, and just the setup of the page and everything that goes along with it. It looks more like you're watching a YouTube video rather than a live stream.
Yep.
And then Facebook's similar. It's sort of just like you're watching a Facebook video, which has its pros and cons as well. But yeah, I would say Mixer was right there with Twitch as far as the design of the platform. So I think Twitch knows that the flaws are there in those other two platforms. So I still think that they're alleviated a little bit as far as like the threat of having to toss a ton of big money at their top streamers. Whereas if Mixer was still in the ring, that pressure would still be there, I guess.
I mean, I think it just kind of comes down to, like I mentioned, the last podcast we did where I was saying like every other streaming platform kind of had something with it. Like Twitch was one of the OGs, so it cemented itself there. YouTube has all the videos. That's where every streamer puts content up. All right, so that has that going for it. And Facebook, it's got the social media platform side of it. So if you start streaming, all the people that you follow personally can kind of see that there. So you can probably get clicks and views from there. Mixer it never had a secondary thing to it, so it couldn't grow, couldn't keep itself afloat. So it just withered and died essentially.
Yeah, and that's true. I mean, that's a very good point. We did talk about it.
I think Harris kind of made that point-ish too a little bit. I was like, oh, hey, I kind of said that, but he kind of said the same thing. Like the Mixer just didn't have anything else to go with it. Like all these other places have things kind of side by side with it, help it grow. Mixer didn't really have anything else to help it to live.
All the Twitch really has is just being the first.
It's just being the first, yeah. So
essentially, eventually that'll wear out.
Oh yeah.
Or they'll make too many missteps. Because everyone obviously is kind of harping on, all the sexual assault allegations for partnered Mixer streamers, but there's plenty that have been out there as of late for Twitch partners as well. And Twitch has already had such a bad rap of handling different disciplinary actions and different infractions on their platform that like they're not overly trustworthy either. Streamers aren't really jumping over the barrel to kind of to jump in line because of how trustworthy Twitch is. So eventually that kind of allure of being the OG or is going to wear off, or someone like YouTube is just going to do it better than Twitch. And when that
once YouTube figures it out, it's just going to be it's going to happen instantaneously. Like once they figure it out, it's just going to, I think like a switch will be flipped overnight and they'll just take over as top dog.
Yeah. So and then you'll look at it and you'll see Facebook and YouTube are the top two, and they both have something additionally associated with their platform, not just streaming. Like you mentioned, and at the time when we talked about it, I think it was 2 episodes ago. It was. I mean, it's a great point. The fact that you look at the other 2 platforms, they both have something else there that kind of boosts their ability to get streamers noticed, but also boosts their interactions with their audience and stuff like that.
So I guess I'll ask you, where do you think it's just Ninja and Shroud. Where do you think they're ending up? What do you think is going to happen here?
I think Shroud's coming back to Twitch for sure.
I think so too. I think Shroud is like a definite, like I don't know. He doesn't seem as concerned about, I guess, his brand as like Ninja might be, like doing stuff for the Shroud brand. He kind of just seems like he wants to game and stream and just do that. So I feel like coming back home to Twitch would be so easy for him.
Yeah, and exactly. We've talked about it. Anytime we've talked about Shroud and his jump and stuff like that, I mean, that kind of hits Shroud on the nose. The nail on the head is, he's not the type of person who is like, building my brand. Like he obviously has a brand and he does things to help him make money through partnerships and sponsorships and stuff like that. But at the heart of it, he just wants to game with the bros and play fun games and stream. And that's, and people flock to him for that kind of relaxed, like attitude, just kind of like there chill to have fun. So I definitely think he's coming back to Twitch. Ninja's a different story. I mean, when he left Twitch to go to Mixer, there was that whole like
very rocky
porno gate. I'll call it porno gate. There was a whole porno gate situation. There was porn playing on his Twitch channel. They hosted or not they hosted, but basically it was like you go to his Twitch channel. Twitch had already deactivated it like a day after he announced that he was signing with Mixer. You'd go there and they'd be like, it seems like this channel is not active. Like maybe,
it's in a different cast or something like that.
Maybe try checking out these channels. And like the number one suggestion was a channel playing porn. Obviously it got taken down, but it was there for a decent amount of time. So and that's detrimental for sure to his brand, and he cares a lot about his brand because kids who aren't on Twitter like we are or aren't as focused on following gaming and streamer news like we are, since we have this podcast and we just generally enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
They may not have known that he signed with Mixer, and so they're like, mom, like, can I go on Twitch to watch Ninja? And they're like, yeah,
Then
sure.
boom, there's
and
that going on.
Bam, you're like, oh shit. So like, a lot of that could have happened to a lot of kids. It could have been a big issue for a lot of parents, and that's a big problem for the brand. And I don't know that Ninja will ever forgive Twitch enough to want to go back. I don't think he's too keen on going to Facebook either. I think he's going to begrudgingly Ryan, what's up? Thanks for the follow, man. I think he's begrudgingly going to come back to Twitch. Inevitably. I mean, unless he wants to go to YouTube, I guess he could. I don't think that would be a bad move. He's got a fucking jillion followers, subscribers on YouTube. So,
yeah.
I think Facebook's a third, and I want to say YouTube and Twitch are tied-ish. I think inevitably Twitch is probably going to win out.
I mean, I will say that, like, I'm pretty sure he updated his panels recently, because his bio, his about says streams Valorant and Fortnite. Valorant was released well into his Mixer days.
Oh, yeah.
So
he's updated it recently for sure.
That has to be recently. So it kind of seems like it might be Twitch. If Twitch can pull it off and bring him back, that would just make them look so good in people's eyes, I feel like. It's like, oh man, Twitch and Ninja were able to patch it up. Twitch is such a wholesome and nice place to be. Let's all stream to Twitch. Yeah, I think it'd be a big win for Twitch to be able to bring him back and show that they buried hatchet and were able to, mend the wounds and come back together.
Yeah, I do
think it'd be
think
a big win for them on the PR stance.
I do think it's positive for them. I don't know. I mean, like I said, I think inevitably he's probably going to go back to Twitch.
I think he would too, just because, like, say you've been on 3 different streaming platforms in like a year.
That's tough. Yeah.
Has he even been at Mixer for a year yet? I don't think he has he?
It was last summer. It was right after we had started the show, and we started in August, so it was around August last year.
Okay, so yeah, he hasn't even been there for a year. So within a year, you've been on 3 different streaming platforms. That's kind of, obviously it's not gonna hurt him too much, but it's just kind of bad to say. So I feel like he'll just. I mean, you go back to Twitch, dude. That first stream back would be huge.
It'd be like dogs.
There'd be so many viewers. Holy shit!
I mean, but the other side of the story, really, I mean, Fortnite's kind of dying out, man. I feel like it doesn't have the pull that it used to.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like a lot of kids, it sucks for Ninja, but a lot of kids on Twitch know him as a Fortnite guy. So if they see him playing Valorant, which he is in love with, and Call of Duty, they'll probably just be like, what's this? I didn't come here for this, and just leave anyway. So, like, yeah, it'd be interesting to see what his numbers are, because he definitely got brain as a Fortnite guy.
Yeah.
And he's not really into that much. So he's definitely the toss up. Shroud, I would put some money on saying he's just going to come back to Twitch, but Ninja, it's like, where do you go? Yeah. I guess it's obvious if the breakup with Twitch pissed him off that much and he dislikes him that much, then I say it's a layup. He's going to YouTube. There's no way he's going to Facebook.
Yeah.
But it depends on how much he still hates them for Twitch for the whole Rocky breakup.
Yeah. A couple things. Lettuce, thanks for the follow. We really appreciate that. And then Ryan, that's what we're talking about. Basically, we were talking about the fate of kind of Shroud and Ninja because of the whole mixer debacle that's happening right now. So pretty sure, just to recap, that Shroud's probably going to go back to Twitch, and then Ninja's kind of the one that's up in the air. And yeah, I mean, and everyone, not rightfully so, but a lot of people are putting a ton of emphasis on the bigger streamers. But at the same time, there's a ton of small streamers that this is going to a really big hit for them. A
Yeah,
lot of
that's
people
gonna
that
be
have
tough,
worked
man.
really hard to make communities on Mixer, and switching to Twitch is gonna be a fucking nightmare for them. I mean, it's talk about they were already a little fish in a big pond. They're gonna be a little fish in a massive ocean at that point.
Saying
So I mean,
leave
if
Twitch and now gotta go crawling back to it probably. Or I
well,
mean,
and even if
hey,
they
I guess
didn't
you
even
go
leave,
Facebook with it.
even if they didn't even leave Twitch, even if they started solely on Mixer,
Oh yeah, that's gonna be a
the small
even
streamers that
bigger
did
wake up.
that,
Yeah.
it's going to be a pain because maybe they got to a point where they were able to go full time on Mixer and not have a job anymore, and their job was streaming. They're gonna have to go back to work. I mean, I don't see it any other way. They're gonna have to get jobs because they're not gonna make their communities. Well, I mean,
I mean, see,
with the fact
this
that the
is
platform is closing, their
yeah.
communities know that
I
the
just
platform is closing. They're probably gonna all
yep,
make the
yep,
jump. Unlike
yep,
whereas like when Ninja went from Twitch to
exactly,
Twitch wasn't closing, so his whole community
exactly.
didn't have to jump. So I'm kind of, I guess I could backtrack on that. There's no guarantee that their community isn't going to follow them.
But it's
So
more
yeah,
likely that they will follow because yeah,
it is more
exactly.
likely that they will.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was gonna say that exact point. It's like people Twitch wasn't closing, so people would just be like, all right, see ya, go have
Yeah.
fun at Mixer. I'm gonna stay here and watch other people I know on Twitch. Mixer is closing down. You cannot watch a single person on that website, so you're obviously gonna follow, I guess, your favorite one. It's more like
Yeah.
I guess people that are going to suffer is a kind of the trickle down. So like, you got your main Mixer streamer, and like if they went offline, they'd probably find their way to another favorite Mixer streamer, and it's like, well, where's that person go? So a lot of people's their streamers are going to get spread out probably, and that's where you're going to see some downfall for them. But I just want to like point out like Mixer's like they're in their press conference tweet about this whole thing. They're like, oh man, we're so sorry. We're so proud of what we built here and this and that and what we built together. But I mean, isn't it kind of an asshole way? Like no one found it. No Mixer partner found out about this beforehand. Everyone found out
They knew
about
20 minutes beforehand.
they found out
Yeah.
about their jobs getting
20
canned
minutes.
via a tweet. All these people, like you said, who were streaming is their life, this or that. They found out they were losing their job essentially. It's not they didn't really lose their job because they can go somewhere else, but they might have lost their job essentially via a tweet. Like how you can't sit there preaching, oh, we love this community, what we built, this and that, and then you just rifle off a tweet saying, yeah, you're done, you're canned, you're going elsewhere. But that's just a little low, I think, on Mixer's.
It's a little low,
front.
sure, but I'm gonna be the cynical old man and say that'll happen at any time in any normal job. You know what I mean? You can get canned for any moment at any moment, any time, at any normal job.
Yeah.
And just because this is streaming and it's content creation, people don't necessarily always see it as a normal traditional job, which it isn't. But it can still function it still functions within the confines of a job.
Yeah.
And you can get canned at any time for no reason, out of the blue. I could find out tomorrow I don't have a job anymore, and that could easily happen.
Not to tangent, but isn't that dumb? Like if you quit, you gotta give 2 weeks notice, but to
Yeah.
get fired, you're done in a day. It's like, where's my 2 weeks notice, bud?
I know.
I don't want to rip Harris again straight off, but he did make a great point that like the kind of reason why you can see they didn't tell anyone is they're selling. They essentially kind of sold the company to Facebook, and the product they're selling is their streamers. So you can't tell your streamers, hey, we're closing up shop. We give you a month. We give you a month to figure things out. So then all the streamers would jump ship, and then you're sitting there trying to sell Mixer to Facebook when you have zero streamers. Like, yeah, here's our product or here's our thing with no product essentially because all the streamers left already. So the whole reason why they kind of did it the way they did, so they could sell Facebook a quote unquote product with the quote unquote streamers they still have.
Yeah, I mean the better way they could have done it was, meet or try to meet with all their partners today, talk about the options, get a head count for how many people, try to get basically a deadline on like Wednesday. Hey, get back to us by Wednesday. Let us know if you're going to Facebook, yada, yada, yada. Get a head count, tell Facebook how many people are going over, then make the announcement on like Friday or something like that. I mean, they could have gone about it a little bit better. I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Whereas if you tell the streamers, a month in advance, hey, we're selling to Facebook, and all the streamers like F that, and they all decide to go to Twitch, what Facebook just bought is essentially useless at that point.
Yeah.
but at the same time, if you gave them the option, broke down what was happening, the plan for keeping partnership status, all of that stuff, and said, hey, think about it, tell us by Wednesday, and then you tell Facebook, hey, X amount of streamers want to come, and then you make the announcement, the finalized announcement on Friday. I think that's probably a better way to go about it. They probably still would have, honestly, I don't know, truth be told, if they would have taken a bigger hit doing that, or if they're taking a bigger hit doing this. So yeah, I don't know. It's definitely a shitty way to go about it.
It's definitely tough.
But in the real world, it happens all the time. I don't want to say the real world, like the streaming is not the real world. There are a lot of people that stream that don't live in the real world. They live in fantasy worlds. And so, this is a huge dose of reality. And, I hate to, like I said, be that old man, but a lot of those people who live in the fantasy world are the younger generation of kids who think everything's going to be given to them. And not saying that people don't grind like crazy on these platforms, because there's a lot of people that do. But yeah, this shit can happen anytime to anyone in the quote unquote normal world. So it sucks, and I feel for them. But get in the line with the rest of us. There's a fucking bajillion people that are out of jobs because of this coronavirus thing. So it is. I feel for them. I do, but it can happen to anyone. So
Now, question. This is just kind of. Do you think Mixer ever considered going to Twitch or YouTube with this sale, or do you think they just do you think they hate YouTube and Twitch so much that they kind of went? Because I think the pecking order kind of is Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, then Mixer. So you think they all right, we're gonna go with Facebook to it so we can try to help them kill the two behemoths above them. Do you think they just went to Facebook out of spite, or do you think they ever considered selling to Twitch or YouTube?
I think they probably would have never gone to Twitch out of spite. I think if anything, they hate Twitch the most. Because you definitely get the distinct feeling based on people who have made the jump to Twitch that Mixer is full of a bunch of people that are pissed off at Twitch's platform and how they handle things and the toxic communities. So, I definitely think that's probably made its way. That's probably definitely present at the higher ups to the people who kind of run the platform as well, because those are people who are probably ex streamers or things like that as well. So I definitely think that they probably never in a million years would have ever gone to Twitch with it. And honestly, they may have gone to YouTube, and I think YouTube probably said no. We don't need you.
I'm thinking my own question now. I think I agree with you 100% that I think Twitch was just they're like, oh, Twitch shits on us like the younger brother, so we're not going to go with them. But I think the reason they probably didn't go to YouTube is all because YouTube's owned by Google, right?
Yeah.
So obviously that's what the Stadia is Google. So
their xCloud service.
Mixer's big thing is they want this xCloud service to live and to prosper. So obviously they're not going to go to their competitor with it. So they're like, all right, well, we're taking to Facebook then. Yeah.
And honestly, even if even if they went to YouTube and were like, hey, here's our number, YouTube probably would have laughed and be like, we don't need you. We'll give you $5. We don't need your streamers. We don't need your viewers because you have none. And you can go screw.
You've bought 300 viewers.
Exactly. So I think
people can buy view bots with the same numbers that Mixer had. Uber.
So I think now that you've also said that's very true. They wouldn't go to their xCloud direct competitor either. So really, I think Facebook was the only option. So,
which is, I will say, we talked about the numbers. The numbers for Facebook growth were insane. As much as they kind of seemed not legit, it kind of made me think twice and be like, really, can someone double check these numbers? But they're officially the fastest growing live stream platform in the last year by the number wise.
This point, so even before that they were, but now that they're going to get all the influx of all these partners, they're definitely going to have the official title of fastest growing streaming platform.
Yeah, so it's we're not going to go to Twitch because they're top dogs and everyone's there, and we can't go to our competitors. So hey, here, Facebook, have our goodies and see what you can do with it.
Yeah,
I think it's just kind of funny because just one of our friends, Sean, he watches he watches streams on Facebook all the time, and he's always like, well, I'm not going to download a different app when I can just watch on my Facebook app. And it's just funny to think that now he's going to get like a little more influx of possible people. It kind of sucks, I guess, for him that like Shroud or Ninja didn't stay, because then that can be like, now you can get some high quality content with these two coming there, but I doubt they're gonna go to Facebook at all.
Yeah, I don't think so. So, well, I mean, we'll see. Well, obviously, we'll see, and if whatever does happen, I mean, it would be interesting too to see, Ninja maybe take a break. I don't think he will, because he's done that in the past.
A retire from one of those two would be fucking huge to see.
That would, I don't think either of them would retire though.
No, I don't either.
But yeah, I mean, I don't think Shroud is going to take a break either. But I mean, Ninja, maybe. I mean, when he did,
it seemed to take like a couple of weeks to decide, or a month tops.
So, but I mean, it last time he wasn't streaming, when he was real big and he was doing all his like media things and he wasn't streaming a ton, he lost so many followers and so many subscribers that, or not followers, so many subscribers that I just don't know that he's going to chance stepping away for that long, and especially with the flip flops. So I mean, if he goes back to Twitch, I don't think he's going to take a break at all. So, or
at the very least, he has to like make a decision as fast as possible, but not instantly jump into streaming. Like, you can tell people where you're going, but then maybe take a break, something like that. But yeah.
So yeah, it's crazy. I mean, I was today was crazy because I was looking at all of that stuff, all of those allegations and things like that, and I was like, shit, this isn't gonna go good for Mixer.
Scrapped it.
And then I saw the tweet saying that they're shutting down. I was like, oh shit.
So that's how they're dealing with it, eh?
Yeah, exactly. So it's been a crazy day, for sure.
It was nuts. I was watching Tim, Nate Shot and Doc stream, and Nate Shot like, oh shit, chat's telling me they're selling on, like, oh, there's no way that's true. And I Googled it and saw, like, oh my God, that's some big news.
I mean, and the crazy thing is like, it, usually, not the crazy thing, lucky thing for us is usually this kind of news, these big news things happen like the day after we release our episode.
So we were able to catch it.
So we were like, I was like, oh shit, yes, like we got something like big, like that's happened within our release schedule. So because normally like something big like this usually happens the day after we release an episode. So then when we get to the next episode, it's 2 weeks later and people have like hashed it all out to death, and we're just kind of like, oh yeah.
Here's our take on it. But we're fucking right at the forefront of it. It legit happened the day we're gonna do it. So.
Yep. So
couldn't have drawn up any better.
I know, right? Worked out pretty good for us. Yeah. So that is pretty much everything that we've got for you guys today. Like I said, we hit on those other things at the beginning. We wanted to save time for the whole Mixer discussion because there's a lot to take into account there. First live stream, you're watching it right now. If you've been a part of the first live recording of the show, congratulations. Whether you're watching on Mixer, whether you're watching on Twitch or YouTube, we appreciate the support. We got some follows on the Twitch account today. That's highly appreciated from us. Obviously Matt's got his own streaming thing, and we're kind of starting this up from the show's standpoint. So it's nice to see the support. We really do appreciate you guys stopping by, dropping the follows. Hopefully you guys drop in every time we do this live recording. So we're going to do it every other week. We probably should settle on a day, whether it's either going to be Monday or Sundays or Mondays. Those are probably going to be the 2 days that they're going to be in. So either way, we'll keep you guys up to date on that stuff. As far as the show as a whole, ways to support us, following social media, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. You can go there, follow us all on all those platforms. Generally, it's just at WW_key_podcast. That's Twitter and Instagram, and then just WKey Podcast on Facebook. We post stuff there. It's been slow. Quarantine's really kind of zapped my desire to do anything content wise
Yeah,
on
that
the
happens to a lot
social
of people.
on the social media side of things. So I haven't really done a ton with the show on Twitter or Instagram. So hopefully that changes. I just need to get some motivation to start doing some more things there. Audio only. If you're an audio only listener, if you want to listen to if you're joining us here, great. But if you want to listen to past episodes, because this is the first live streamed one, we do have 22 other episodes in the bank right now.
I go bathroom, be right back.
Yep. Chair time. We have 22 other episodes in the bank, so you can go to really any of your major podcast apps that you have on your phone. Anything, basically wherever you find your podcasts, we're going to be listed there. So go ahead, check it out. Just search WKey Podcast in your podcast app. You can also hit us up on Podchaser. Podchaser is like the IMDb of podcasts. It's a good place to go to find new podcasts, rate them, review them, get info on them. Rating and reviewing, if that's something that you guys are into and you guys like doing, it's very powerful on the Podchaser platform. Rating and reviewing it really helps us get seen. So that's a good way for us to get out there. Word of mouth is also really a good way as well. So if you guys are enjoying it, you think you might have someone else, whether it's a friend or a family member that might like the content that we put out there, let them know. Tell them, hey, I listened to this podcast, or I watched this podcast now that we're doing a live stream. I think you would really enjoy it. Let them know. We definitely love referrals. Someone that comes to us via referral from someone who knows us is definitely awesome, because it's a pretty easy fit at that point, which is good. So yeah, rating, reviewing, following the social medias. If you haven't followed us on social media, go there after we end the live stream. Follow us on social media. That way you'll get notifications of going live. You'll get notifications of new audio episodes, and just any dumb stuff we like to put out there, like memes and shit like that. So I'm going to wait for Matt. He's really, really got to go to the bathroom there. I mean, this is, he's on the clock and he's just stepping away from his job like this. It's crazy. So we talked about the show, social media. My social media, it's at jfrosty, J_FR05TY on Twitter. I'm not so active there. Most of my efforts go into the show's social media accounts. But if you want to follow me on Twitter, go for it. Hit me up there. Matt, just in time for the self-promotion.
Hi.
Why don't you drop your socials on them? Most of you guys probably know. His social media stuff anyways, but we'll have him drop it anyways.
I'm going to take this time. I'm going to take this time and call Lettuce, my good friend Lettuce, an OG. Haven't seen him in my chat in years. He's out here spamming messages in the podcast. Lettuce, where are you? We missed you in chat. Come back home, baby.
Baby, come back.
At Technique on Twitter, TECKNEEK. I also live stream. I'm doing it right now. I'm just streaming the podcast to my channel right now. Twitch.tv/Technique, same stuff. We play, COD and other first person shooters and story-based driven games and shit like that. And we just have a good time. And Mountain Dew Game Fuel sponsor us. Hold on, let me just crack one of these Mountain Dew. About it, eh? Sponsor us.
Hit us up. Yeah, so that is going to do it for us. We really enjoyed it. All you guys stopping by, chilling with us during the first ever live recording session of the show. We hope to see you guys again soon. We will be back on in 2 weeks, but there's no guarantee you guys will all be there. So hopefully we'll see some of you guys there, and then at the other episodes in the future. I haven't actually set up the stream ending screen, so we're just gonna fade.
No one cares anyway.
So we're just gonna fade to black real quick,
slowly.
just like ooh. For the audio version, and we'll do it for you guys too, because it's our classic send off. I always say, always remember, you can't spell win without W. See you guys.